Okay, so the Take Care of America's Veterans Act uh, was shelved by Congress, by the House of Representatives a few weeks ago, amid extreme controversy as far as what the House of Representatives, what their aim was in terms of saving 57 billion over 10 years from the reduction of tinnitus and sleep apnea, and sort of funneling that money to a different set of veterans, combat injured veterans. That was the big controversy. And a lot of these congressional bills are so long. There's so many thousands of pages. You know, I've researched years ago. Congress doesn't even read these bills. A lot of times their staffer may read the bill, may read half the bill. But here's the thing. So initially, I came out opposed to this bill, like many other veterans, because we don't pit one group of veterans against another group of veterans. That goes against everything that we stand for. Uh, and it would be the same thing uh, in any other line of work. You don't, if I can, I'll use a police example. You don't pit uh, detectives against police officers. You don't. There's really not too much good that can come from that, but a whole lot of bad. So initially, I came out against this bill for the same reason that a lot of other veterans came out against the bill, and I knew I had read or saw news reports, so I knew there was some good things in the bill, and I may have even covered that in the video. I'm not sure, but the overwhelming thing that kept me from supporting it was like, hey, you can't cut benefits from a group of veterans and give it to um, although I understand the combat injured veterans may sustain more injuries and need more help. So I do understand that. What has happened now is I've I've taken kind of a deep dive into this bill because it's shelved now, but who knows if they'll bring it back later. I mean, I don't know. There could be arguments that the only reason Congress shelved it is because the midterm elections is coming up. I'm not even getting into the politics of it, but taking a deep dive, uh, just so you know. So here's really what's going on, and you can fact check me in the comments. Uh, the and first of all, there were a lot of organizations coming out in favor of this bill, and some prominent organizations against, but quite a few in favor. Because here's the thing, um, and let me look at it. I think it's okay. So here's the thing: the American Legion came out in favor of this bill for the same reason that I'm not going to even say whether I'm in favor or not, but this causes me to re-examine what's going on here. Like the American Legion said, the ratings schedule proposal for tinnitus and sleep apnea, this came about in the year 2022. This wasn't from the Take America Veterans Act. This started in 2022, and right now the VA is in the final rulemaking stage here in 2026. So it's looking like they're going to proceed, and this is going to uh, become 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 the rule. Although it wouldn't affect current veterans who are rated for sleep apnea and tinnitus. But so the Take Care of America Veterans Act wasn't 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 really uh, you know it wasn't the act's uh, idea to propose changes to the rating schedule and then say, hey, yeah, we're gonna give it to this group. That didn't come from the act. That came from the VA about 4 years ago, approximately. So what? Congress was doing with the Take Care of America Veterans Act is just saying, hey, it's looking like the VA is proceeding with this rating schedule change anyway, and the projection was to save 57 billion over 10 years. Well, and this massive veterans legislation, let's use that. What the VA is going to do anyway? We're not doing it. The VA is going to do it, but let's take that 57 billion savings and pay for this massive veterans package. I mean, they could have found numerous other ways to pay for it, and perhaps they would have, but they can see that we have a 57 billion projection over here from the VA. What they're gonna and so, and from what I see, the only thing Congress is trying to do was redirect this money from veterans. The savings is from cutting these two conditions or reducing, which would reduce compensation for veterans. And so an argument can be made that Congress is just simply saying, hey, let's run in here and take this savings and redirect it to veterans. So it wouldn't have just been combat injured veterans. What it would have, here's some of the things that's in the legislation. The Major Richard Starr Act, where it took care of combat injured vets, providing them with retirement pay and disability pay. Uh, expanded caregiver support for families caring for severely injured disabled veterans. Uh, mental health improvements and expanded protections. Spinal cord injury care and prosthetics enhancements. Women's veterans initiatives. Education benefit improvements. Other provisions affecting health care, survivor benefits, transition assistance, and VA operations. All those are good things. I mean, no veteran will come out against these things. It's just the one thing that I think got a lot of us veterans is like, hey, number one here, uh, giving these combat injured veterans, and because this is how it was sold to us, giving them all of the money that would have gone to the sleep apnea and tinnitus disabled veterans, and it's just from what I've researched, that does not appear to be the case. So I'm just gonna let me know what you think in the comments. Just gonna check. All right. So here's the organizations that came out actually in favor of this Take America Veterans Act. We have the American Legion. We have the Wounded Warrior Project, AMVETS, Vietnam Veterans of America, the Elizabeth Dole Foundation. And organizations opposed is the DAV, Disabled Veterans of America, the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the Iraq and of Afghanistan Veterans of America. So you do have veterans groups against and veterans groups for. So, by this legislation being shelved right now, I mean, it's not even worth me offering an opinion. What I'm presenting forth here in this live video is just in case this legislation, in case they pull it back out, I just want you to do a deeper dive like I did, and you come to your own conclusion. And that's all I want. I want you to come to your own conclusion. I'm not here to persuade you. I'm just here to let you know what I uncovered. Please fact check me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what I'm wrong about. But this, and it's amazing, right? Because we got AI, we got social media, we got the news, and we see things, we hear things, but do we always stop to take a deep dive? I mean, this is one of those occasions where we should take a deeper dive and see what's really going on. So all I'm saying is that if it was the VA's idea, and the VA, we know from time to time, can propose ratings schedule changes. That's what they do. But if it was their idea to propose this rating schedule change in the year 2022 and the Take America's Veterans Act, was proposed way after that, then, it's not really the Take Care of America's Veterans Act that's funneling money from this group of veterans to give to this group of veterans. I mean, like I say, one could make a strong argument that they're just simply trying to keep that money from going back into the U.S. Treasury, because money that's not allocated per budget decisions, uh, per budget rules, should I say, goes back into the United States Treasury. So that projected 57 billion savings over 10 years goes back to the Treasury, and at any point it could be reallocated to veterans, but it could be reallocated to whatever Congress decides. So the Take Care of America Veterans Act is just saying, hey, we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna take that savings, since this is what you're doing over here, and we're still gonna take care of America's veterans, which is the name of the act. We're gonna take care of America's veterans by all of the things that I just mentioned. Taking care of veterans. So I think it was sold to us wrong. And even still, I'm not going to take a position, uh, because the biggest thing is the legislation is shelved right now. So if it's brought back out, obviously I will take a position like all other veterans, and at a certain point when I come and take a position, I'll reanalyze everything and make sure that it's what I think it is. And what I think it is that Congress, for you know I was going to say for once in Congress's life, because I'm sure a lot of us veterans, we don't trust Congress, and that's not a political statement. It's just, um, and that's, I think that could be one of the reasons that we were so wrong on this, because it's like, or a question I might ask is, does Congress really want to take care of veterans? And that's how it was sold to us, taken from one group of veterans, given to another group. But at least on the surface is what I'm going to say. It appears that for once, Congress may have been trying to, at least when we always say on paper, so at least on paper. Let me check the comments. So, I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to know how you feel about this, what you have to say. I want to know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you just hung up on that one point that I was hung up on, like, hey, no, they're taking from one group of veterans to give to another. I don't care about all this other good stuff in here. Just let me know. If you found any value in this live video, give me the thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next live video. Veterans, helping veterans.